welcome to the Nail Engineer, and today we're going to be doing this cute little Valentine's mani inspired by Love Hearts Sweets. And I have cut down my nails quite considerably because now that I'm in my second trimester, they are growing like buggery. See this here? This is a break which I filmed about, it must have been between Christmas and New Year, and it's now the 21st of January. So let's say three to 4 weeks ago, this break here was down here. So I have had some wicked nail growth, and so I've chopped them all down nice and short. However, this is a very cute mani, and I think that it quite suits me being a bit short. So what have we got going on here? Well, first up, this hand is all prepped, and please excuse the dryness, but I'm also nicely dehydrated and wiped with alcohol, and as you know, I get pompholyx eczema and dry skin, and there we are at the minute. My antibodies are okay-ish, and Frank is doing fine. I've got my scan on Wednesday, my 20-week scan, so probably by the time this video goes live, I'll be able to give you a little update on the screen. So anyway, we've got my prepped fingers, onto which we're going to be using a whole bunch of stuff, and it looks like it's an awful lot of stuff, and yeah, actually it is. So what we got here, two main colours that I'm going to be using are Madam Glam colours, and one is one of their one steps, and that is the one here, Minty Glam, which I'm rechristening Pissy Glam, or Minty Piss, or Pissy Mint, whatever, it's pissy. It takes about 4 coats to be opaque. Now, you could get around this by using a base coat of white, however, because I've got quite a bit going on, I didn't really want to do that. And to alter the colour too much. I wanted, especially with this lovely Unichrome overcoat, I wanted to keep the colours kind of bolder. Anyway, so the other one, and there's this one here called Lilac Pursuit, which actually comes off quite pink. And when I did the pop of this, it was coming off quite pink, but it is a really nice colour. I'm quite surprised because I hated it when I first saw it. So those are my colours, and underneath the Unichrome, which you might remember from, actually you might not remember, this video might not be out yet. Born Pretty kindly sent me some PR samples, so I have got another video of this, and this is the Unichrome 40320-1. And this one, as you can see, you get a really nice effect over this colour combo, which have been ombreed. And for that, I'm going to be showing you how I use my ombre brush. And again, there is going to be another video more thorough for all the different ways that you can achieve an ombre look. But in this one, I'll show you, I'll not be explaining it a lot, because obviously I'll go into more detail in the other video. But you'll be able to watch me work on camera and see how, with a light feathery touch, you can easily get a really good looking ombre. And in order to make my Unichrome stick, I'm going to be using my Ostar gel base, which I got with my Ostar chromes and holochromes. You can use a regular no wipe top coat. I just really like the result that I get with this one, and plus I don't end up contaminating another bottle of top coat. Then onto the little glitters or sequins, and I've got these really cute little hearts. You might remember that I used a pink version of these in my Funny Valentine manicure that I did last Valentine's Day. That, again, by the time this goes live, it'll either have been remastered and re-released, or it'll be just about to be remastered and re-released. However, this time I've decided to place them in a nice pattern and to have them matte, as with the Love Heart nails, and for that I used my Miss You matte top coat, which is stenchy but is the best matte top coat in the universe. Stays matte, velvety matte, silky matte, gorgeously matte for 3 weeks, easy peasy. Even longer. I've seen ladies wear it for 6 weeks and it's still only just starting to go satin. So, and finally, to keep these safely snuggled, I shall be using Gel Pot Clear to encapsulate them. And please note that I have, this is just Builder in a Bottle Builder number 1. I have just made sure to keep my overlay on my natural nails very thin on this nail so that we can keep the variation of thickness down to a minimum. And then finally, for the freehand detailing, I'll be using this to do my circles, and then we've got a variety of stamping. And I should also mention that for my Unichrome application, I like to use a silicone chisel tool. Even though you do get like a eyeshadow applicator in the pot, I find I get a nice smooth finish with this. Pretty perfect actually. And then to dust off the excess very thoroughly before you go in with your top coats, because otherwise you can get frosting. So on to the inspiration for these nails. And you can see actually these are like limited edition with also emojis in them. These aren't like the old school ones which these messages are from. I've got messages Dream Boy, Lush Lips, which being from Newcastle we always found quite amusing because the rest of the world at that time did not know what the word lush was. I think the only other place where they use the word lush to describe something quite good is Bristol. Until pretty recently actually. Anyway, we also have Be Mine and Kiss Me. So those of you who are over the pond will probably not have seen these quite difficult to open sweeties. Now I would swear that these lilac ones used to be much deeper colour, but you can see where the inspiration is coming from this kind of like colour scheme. I just wanted to pick a couple of colours from the Love Hearts, which they're like a sherbety kind of bestie. How's that a Love Heart? Really? Love Hearts have got crap now. Maybe I'm just getting old. What do they say? Nostalgia ain't what it used to be. And through the magic of video, I've now done, actually, I got away with 3 coats in the end of Minty Glam. And it's still a bit patchy. I wouldn't be happy with this. With the naked eye, I can see like various kind of patchy areas if it was just going to be on its own. But of course, I'm going to be putting these little love heart things over the top. So these are all of my love hearts, none of which are actually the ones that I've chosen for this design. Maybe they don't do them anymore, and some of them actually do look quite familiar, like Heartthrob and My Boy and Only You. But then there's new ones like Emojis and Awesome, etc, and Bestie. So you get the idea. To create these, what you're going to need is quite a lot of stamping stuff. So this one here is an optional extra, bear with me a second. The most important one for me on this mani is this Rebel plate. This is Moyu Rebel 02 for this image here on the bottom corner, and that is important because I used it to stamp on to just the plain green background as a guide to make sure that I got my placement right, and to make sure that like I wouldn't get carried away. Like, yeah, we can all freehand circle on, and basically then I just freehand paint in with my gel colour. And this, thankfully, I wouldn't do this design the other way around because this colour is so pissy, but this one thankfully is one of the good creamy like standard Madam Glam super opaque gel polishes, so you can get away with having enough coverage in like one coat. So Anyway, I use that as a guide to get my circles in the right place and get them the right size and not end up going overboard. And then on my left hand, right after I'd stamped that on, in the middle of it, I stamped in, this is the only like regular heart shape image that I've got. I haven't got like a single heart shape outline, but I just stamped this on so that basically I could go around it with like in a larger size with just a detail brush to get like that heart shape kind of space. So basically I filled in, and I'll go into this in more detail. I've got a wrong hand, free hand video coming up with hacks and cheats like this that can really help you do freehand with your wrong hand. But yeah, I basically put that heart shape on, overlined it freehand, and then filled in around that with my gel polish. On this hand, I'm just gonna freehand them on because obviously I'm right-handed. I'm doing this with my dominant hand, so it should be all right. So as for the rest of this nice stack of Moyu, and I use specifically the Moyu for this technique, which I now call the Pulp Fiction technique because of a previous tutorial that I did, which was actually divided into 2 videos. You can get alphabet plates like this one here from Clear Jelly Stamper. However, look at the size of the letters. They're just, even the smallest ones are a bit big unless you are Hagrid and have giant hands. And I have got pretty giant hands, but not quite that giant. And then look how small these are. And all of the Moyu plates, it's one of the good things about them, they all have these on the bottom. And yeah, you might think, oh well, other plates have that as well, but look, it's larger. So, and they always have the word collection on there as well, which is good for picking up like extra letters. So basically what I do is I just like kind of figure out what I'm gonna have on the nail, and then I just have a little scooch through my Moyu plates, and then I decide where I'm going to get, and I try and pick letters that are together wherever possible. So I'll put this in the description box, like the detail, but basically I used any of the holy shapes. You could use any of the rebel plates. Basically you can use any of these plates except Rebel 02, of course, has got that circle on, so but you could use any of these collection plates. We've got Cookbook, we've got Suki, we've got Tourist, Origami, Holy Shapes again, don't know why I've got a second one in there, Enchanted, and Princess. And then finally, for the stamping, I use my trusty Clear Jelly Stamper scraper. This is another thing from Born Pretty, which is really cool, which is my little grabby claw, which you put your cotton wool in the end of, and it just stops you damaging your money when you've done your other hand and then you're like wiping your plates with acetone. And I am stamping here with Maria by Esmeraldas de Kelly, just because it's a nice kind of contrast to that lilac. And of course, I've got an orange wood stick here for picking off any excess in the design that I don't want. So let's get cracking. all done. Sorry that my phone ate the footage of the application of the Unichrome, but you will be able to see how it applies, which is beautifully, and pretty much just like every other Unichrome you've ever seen, in my other video, which I'll put a little link to just now. So these are my Love Heart Sweeeeet Valentines nails with my Be Mine, Kiss Me, Lush Lips, which kind of sounds dirty, huh? And Dream Boy little Love Heart sweets. And I should mention that I use 2 coats of matte top coat on these fingers, but just one on this because this one was already pretty matte from the buffing of the final kind of profiling of the nail. You probably could, I guess, get away without a top coat on it, but I always think that it just looks a bit smoother and more satiny or velvety when it's got like proper matte top coat on, as opposed to just the raw buffed surface. And of course you stop in nasty particles getting in if there's any little kind of porous bits or any like bubbles. So those are my Valentine's nails. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you enjoyed this, found it useful. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.